Here are 5 misconceptions I had about wavy curly hair when I started this whole process of embracing my waves and curls. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. I sure hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are talking about, as you may have guessed from the intro and the title of this video, that we are talking about 5 different misconceptions I held in my brain when I started this process of embracing my waves and curls and styling my hair wavy curly. And these misconceptions really tripped me up and slowed down my progress and just really inhibited my waves and curls from being their absolute best wavy curly self. If you like this kind of content and love talking all things waves and curls, wavy curly hair science, and basically just how to get your hair as healthy as humanly possible, feel free to subscribe and click that notification bell so that we can hang out on some future videos. Misconception number 1, you had to co-wash your hair, otherwise you were doing it wrong. In case you've never heard the term before, co-wash means conditioner wash. It's the concept of using a conditioner to cleanse your hair. This could mean that you were using a product specifically labeled co-wash to wash your hair with. These are conditioning products that do also contain some surfactants in them, like this one. Or it could just be a curly hair friendly conditioner that is sulfate, silicone, and drying alcohol free that you use to cleanse your hair with. Turns out that most conditioners actually contain some level of surfactant in them, which are actually used as emulsifiers in the product to help all those delicious oils and butters to mix with that first ingredient that is on every conditioner bottle, water. I am going down the rabbit hole real fast. We are getting real sciencey over here. I'm saying words like surfactant and emulsifiers. Surfactant basically means an ingredient that creates bubbles, suds, foams, has the ability to cleanse the hair in some shape or form. They typically have a hydrophilic side and a hydrophobic side, which is how they bind to gunk on your hair, and then they bind to the water with the other side and rinse down the drain. Was that fun? Did you enjoy the wavy curly hair science right there? So back to what we were talking about. Most conditioners do have some level of surfactant in them. Some products are labeled conditioner wash, and there's even products labeled no poo, which I would also put into the co-wash category. This idea that only using co-wash on wavy curly hair stemmed from Lorraine Massey, who was the pioneer of embracing waves and curls. She has a very specific method that she recommends for basically anyone with hair. And it's her firm beliefs about co-washing that penetrated deep into the curly hair community. So there's this really strong idea that using something super gentle to cleanse waves and curls is the absolute best for every single person with wavy curly hair and or hair in general. And while I do understand the concept, wavy curly hair tends to be more fragile, more dry, more prone to breakage, and needs to be treated more gently. Therefore, using something super gentle to cleanse it with, like a conditioner wash, could be beneficial. However, there are pitfalls to this. I do know that there are tons of people out there who very successfully and consistently co-wash their hair every single time they wash their hair, and they've been doing this for years. They don't seem to have any issues. There are cases though where people start co-washing their hair very consistently and have only used co-wash on their hair for a period of time, whether it's weeks, whether it's months, and they actually run into an issue wherein their hair follicles get clogged with sebum, oil, product buildup, various different things. And when that hair follicle gets plugged up, it quits sprouting a hair. This is an extreme case, but there have been cases wherein, because of buildup, there has been some hair thinning and shedding. I've never experienced that from prolonged co-washing use. I actually did a test on myself wherein I co-washed my hair for an entire month to see if I could somehow train my oily, greasy scalp to be less oily, greasy. Spoiler alert, it didn't. My problem with co-washing is that I have really fine, low porosity, wavy hair that tends to get weighed down super easy. Co-washes don't quite have the cleansing power that I require to get the best out of my waves and curls. In fact, I'm kind of on the far end of the extreme of the spectrum, or at least the spectrum in my head that I've created, wherein I feel most happy with how my hair turns out and the health of my hair when I'm using shampoos that contain an ingredient called sodium C14, C16 olefin sulfonate. This is kind of a stronger surfactant that has been widely adopted in the hair care industry as a substitute for sulfates. Sulfates got a bad rap, and everybody quit using sulfates because sulfates was a wordy dirt. It was a bad word, and nobody would buy a bottle of shampoo anymore if they read on the ingredients label that it contains sulfates. However, if the ingredients label said sodium C14, C16 olefin sulfonate, people would buy the product because it wasn't a sulfate, and it's pretty great, pretty clarifying, really nice ingredient. In fact, it specifically targets polyquaternium buildup, which is an ingredient that tends to be found a lot in wavy curly hair stylers because it's a great humidity blocking ingredient. I am just giving y'all way too much science in this video. This was supposed to be like a more basic entry-level video, and here I am talking about surfactants and polyquaterniums and sorry, it just happens sometimes. Turns out that co-washing can be beneficial to some people, but I think the number of people that co-washing really truly benefits is very, very small. The vast majority of people are going to have way better waves and curls if they are using a more clarifying shampoo, a slightly more cleansing shampoo. I'm not telling you to bust out the sulfates every single time because those are really effective and quite strong surfactants. But maybe don't be afraid of a shampoo that foams and lathers for your waves and curls. Misconception number 2 was that if my hair was turning out frizzy and limp, it meant I needed more products. Nope, not even close. Somehow I got it in my head when I first started this process that more is more. And honestly, this has been a trend with me for the past 5 years. I have always struggled with grabbing way too much product. See one of my more recent videos where I tried brush styling again. I grabbed way too much product, so much product. Why did I do that? I know better. Adding more product will not necessarily correct frizzy hair. In fact, it could be the actual cause of your frizzy hair. Did you know that frizz could be caused by product buildup? Well, now you do. And if you think that you may be dealing with product buildup frizz, maybe it's time to clarify. Cleanse that hair real good, get all that buildup off, and then deep condition and reset your hair so that your next wash day will be epic. However, if you are not dealing with product buildup frizz, you're freshly clarified and deep conditioned, and you're still having frizzy hair, and you think if you just pile on just a little bit more product, it'll smooth that frizz down. Instead of doing that, try adding more water. I still struggle with this. I've already mentioned it, but I struggle with it. I'm afraid that I'm going to be rinsing the product out of my hair and therefore somehow removing the benefits from that product, whether it's a conditioning product, whether it's a hold product, that somehow rinsing my hair out, adding more water is going to rinse that product out. Oh, nay, my friends, that is not how it works. I know this in my head, but sometimes I forget it. Adding more water to your hair while you're styling instead of piling on more stylers can really just suck all that frizz into a good, juicy, fat curl clump and correct a lot more issues. Also, adding a touch of water to your hair while you're styling can help evenly distribute the product from root to tip. You'll want stylers all over your hair so that you get the benefit of that styler from root to tip, and then you have consistent curliness, or at least set yourself up for more consistent curls. Misconception number 3, and this is Lorraine Massey's fault once again, but that brushes were not allowed whatsoever. Perhaps once in a blue moon, you could use a wide tooth comb, but brushes were not good for wavy curly hair. And again, the concept for this stems from a correct principle, and that is that wavy curly hair tends to be drier and more fragile and more susceptible to breakage and damage. If you take a brush and start ripping through it, you're going to rip some tangles through your hair. And if those tangles snarl together and you just pull on them, you're gonna snap that hair. All right, that's talking about brushing your hair when it's dry. But what about when it's wet? I still get comments to this day of people telling me I should not brush my hair when it's wet because it's more fragile and susceptible to damage when it's wet. Again, I understand the concept. However, what I like to do is take a brush and use it as a tool to really evenly distribute my conditioner through my hair after I have thoroughly finger detangled. Finger detangling is the most gentle way to remove all the knots and tangles from your hair. And once you are fairly confident that that has been taken care of, using a brush to super evenly distribute product through your hair, conditioner through your hair, can actually give you a lot of benefit because you're getting conditioner all over every single hair, and every single hair on your head is getting the benefit of being well conditioned. I'm a big proponent of using a brush to distribute my conditioner. I also have started using a brush to organize my curl clumps. I personally really love the Bounce Curl Defining Brush, and I kind of use it in my swing curl clump method, wherein I brush the hair away from my face so that it doesn't fall in my face. Once I stand right side up, I style upside down so I get all the root volume. Then I pull the hair off the sides and back of my neck and kind of define a crown section. Then I stand up, shake the hair off the back of my head, and swing my head around. It kind of flings all my curl clumps together. But using the Bounce Curl Defining Brush helps really smooth and align my curl clumps even more. I could get the absolute same exact effect without the Bounce Curl Defining Brush. I could use my fingers. I could use a wide tooth comb. It takes a whole lot more time. I'm not feeling any tugging, pulling, friction whatsoever when I'm brush styling my hair like I normally do. And therefore, that indicates to me that I am not causing any damage in my hair. There may be some damage while I'm brush styling, but I really do think it's incredibly minimal. Misconception number 4 is that I had to style my hair every single time I washed it, like do the whole shebang. Layer leave-in conditioner, a curl enhancer, a gel, a mousse, plot my hair for minimum 30 minutes, then diffuse my hair for another minimum 30 minutes, and then scrunch out the crunch with a hair oil, do all the things every single wash day. Also, kind of lumped into the same category, I believed that I had to somehow refresh my waves and curls every day, that I was not allowed to put my hair up in a bun or an updo, or just not do anything to my hair. Just let it be, just let it breathe. I somehow thought that if I wasn't styling my hair or refreshing it, that I was damaging my curl pattern, that somehow I was going to undo my wavy curly hair progress in some way. This misconception lies in the basis of a concept called curl memory. And this is your actual curls remembering their curl shape and families. When you first start embracing your waves and curls, there's a really good chance that you spent the majority of your hairstyling career, not that you had a career styling hair, but the time you spent styling your own hair, you probably blow dried it straight, you probably flat ironed it a bit, perhaps you even used a curling iron to curl it. When all along, waves and curls were hiding underneath the floof, just waiting to be unlocked. There's a good chance that you were doing those things to your hair, and that does actually adversely affect your curl memory. Scrunching gel into your hair, plopping your hair, and diffusing your hair are all things that help reactivate your curl memory and help get your hydrogen bonds in your hair back set to how they are naturally. That being said, you don't have to style your hair every time in order to get the most out of your hair. I take frequent hair styling breaks wherein I shampoo my hair, I condition my hair, I give it that tender loving care with a good squish to condition. Most of the time, I will even put in a leave-in conditioner in my hair or some kind of heat protectant. Not that I'm going to be using any heat, but I really like this one, Curlsmith Miracle Shield. It's awesome. Kind of like a leave-in conditioner, adds some slip to the hair, adds a level of protection. I brush it out straight. Gasp. and then I let it air dry. I know, the horror. I'm even air drying my hair, which is apparently bad for your hair because the longer your hair stays wet, the more prone to high growth fatigue you're gonna be. Anyway, there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of concepts, there's a lot of science. I don't buy into the air drying is bad for your hair because I do it a lot and my hair is very low porosity, meaning that it's healthy. So I'm snarky, I'm opinionated. I have found that I have had some of my absolute most glorious best hair days, even when I was in the first few months of wearing my hair wavy curly and my hair was in full on transition phase, the most persnickety phase of your hair. I found that I had some of my best wash days after I had given my hair a thorough break. In fact, after 6 months of trying to style my hair wavy curly, like I mean full on, all out, dedicated to the research, the documentation, the experimentation, all of it. I was not getting ringlets, so I got mad and I threw my sucker in the dirt and I walked away and I said, forget this, I'm just gonna use up the shampoos and conditioners that I bought. I'll find a new home for all these gels and stylers and I'm just going to go back to heat styling my hair. Well, I didn't have time to heat style, so I was just shampooing and conditioning my hair and letting it air dry. I did that for about a month. Then I got the itch to try and style my hair wavy curly again, and I did. And oh my goodness, my mind was absolutely blown. I had ringlets for the first time in ever. I was so excited. This was around month 7 of trying to figure out my hair, and it taught me something, that giving my hair a break, but still using products that nourished and nurtured it, and using a terry cloth towel, and using a very gentle brush, and sleeping on a silk pillowcase, and using gentle hair ties on my hair, all those things continued to improve the health of my hair. And once I was ready to style it again, those curls were waiting. I hadn't adversely affected my curl memory by not styling my hair. If anything, giving myself mentally a break from chasing the perfection of perfect curls was exactly what I needed. The 5th and final misconception I had when I first started this process is that wavy hair is not a real curl and somehow inferior to curls. That if you had waves, you were doing something wrong and you just needed to try harder and treat your hair better or pick the right stylers or the right combo in order to make your hair curly. I chuckle at my old self for feeling this way. I chuckle at my present day self for sometimes still feeling this way. As you can see, my hair is on the looser side today. There are days when I wash and style it that it looks like this or this. And that's definitely a far tighter curl pattern. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy my hair on those days. However, I do also enjoy the versatility that comes with having wavy hair. There are days when my hair is nearly curly, like I just showed you, and there are days when it is looser, and I can get away with not styling my hair at all. Yes, it's a little floofy, kind of has the odd bend and kink in it, but it's got some body, some volume, some movement to it. And I don't even have to do anything. But because I understand how to properly care for it, and it is now really, really healthy, I get the benefits of that wide range of versatility. There are a lot of curly hair police out there, and I have definitely been one of the many victims of said curly hair police that love to come tell you that your hair's not actually curly, that you have no business calling your hair curly because it's clearly not curly because it's not curly. I don't know what to do with those comments because it's not straight either. Have you seen what it looks like when it air dries? That's not straight. I know I don't have bad hair. Nobody has bad hair. Everybody's hair has very specific needs that need to be met in order for the very best in your hair to be brought out so that your hair can absolutely shine. Just because you have a looser curl pattern does not mean you're inferior. Curl envy is real, and I full on understand that and absolutely fall into bouts of curl envy from time to time when I am scrolling the Instagrams or the TikToks or the YouTubes or all the social media and I see these glorious heads of hair with absolutely amazing ringlets. But not gonna lie, this is one reason I am here on the internet. I have a looser curl pattern, and I am absolutely not saying that I understand the struggles of people with tighter curl patterns than mine. I can't, because I don't have a tighter curl pattern. What I am saying is that I do understand the frustration that comes with discovering this wavy curly hair world and starting to style your hair and being somehow disappointed that your curls are not curlier. And then you begin to question, why am I even doing this? This is a lot of work. This is really hard. Why do I bother? The reason that I bother with it is I know for 100% certain that my hair is 100% healthier than when I started this process. And to be honest, I actually enjoy seeing myself with my waves and curls. I like what it does for my heart. Somehow embracing my waves and curls has also given me this deep, deep self-acceptance. Did not know that my hair was connected to my self-acceptance. But once I accepted how I am fearfully and wonderfully made, I could accept my hair. Actually, I accepted my hair and then I accepted how I was fearfully and wonderfully made, but it's kind of a circular thing. What I'm trying to say is that waves are not inferior to curls simply because they are looser. They are just different. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was a little rambly. It was a little all over the place, but I sure hope you found it helpful. If you did, would you please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend? It really is a great free way to support this channel, and I deeply appreciate it. As always, I sure hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.